I think you're all doing very well to have stayed after the vote with 5 minutes to go before closing time, so I'll try and be short. When I was thinking about what to talk about today, I thought I'd really got to start with something in the autumn statement. And there were so many things I could have picked, but I thought I'm going to pick one which has actually got very little mainstream media attention and that we really need to highlight and really need to raise. And that is the welfare cap. The government is saying, we can set a figure and that's going to be as much welfare as there is and you're just going to have to stick within that. And I think that is something that we must challenge on moral grounds, on grounds of humanity, but also on grounds of sense. Because one of the things about this is, this includes child benefit in this cap. So are we going to have a situation that we get some more children born so every child gets a bit less? Let's not say that. I've got something very simple to say that I'm going to be saying loudly and clearly everywhere as I can. We need welfare benefits provided on the basis of people's needs, not on the basis of some sort of artificial cap. And I got this really honed down actually because I was on 5 Live on Thursday in one of those quick-fire news programs that they have. And I held my hand up and said to the presenter, Sheila Fogarty, I can do this in 5 seconds. And she said, oh, all right, we're a minute before the news. And I said, we must have welfare benefits on the basis of need. And you can do that in 4 seconds, I discovered. So, I'd urge you to get your own phrase like that and say it wherever and whenever you can, whenever you've got 5 seconds. And I picked the welfare cap too, and this will make it look like ZITA and I carefully planned to follow on, but it's entirely accidental. Picking the welfare cap because it also ties us to another cap, which is the immigration cap. Now, this is an equally intellectually incoherent policy that suggests that the government can somehow determine the rights of people to be in Britain. And people have lots of reasons, lots of rights to be in Britain. And since this is actually a net figure between immigration and immigration, presumably they're suggesting that they can control who leaves Britain as well. Actually, hang on, perhaps I better not give them any ideas. But I'm just going to pick out one fact in relation to the immigration cap, and this is something I think everyone should know and we need to talk about a lot. Appeals against immigration asylum refusals, 30% of appeals are successful. We have people, asylum seekers, who come to Britain with an absolute right to refuge, that Britain has obligations to provide that refuge, and we're not providing it. We're leaving them destitute, we're refusing their applications. They usually spend a couple of years of destitution. And the ones who are tough enough and lucky enough to find a lawyer to help them, who fight their way through the system, 30% of those cases, eventually a judge turns around and says, oh yeah, you are actually a refugee and we should be looking after you. And that is an absolute disgrace, and we have to speak out against that and the fact that lots of British people can't live with their spouses or partners in Britain because of the immigration cap, the rules they've made to try and squeeze that down, and speak out against it. And I wanted to bring those two things together, those two caps, because I think that's clearly been one of the big themes of today, and one of the things we've got to do more and more, is we've got to get together. People are trying to, the Tories, the right-wingers are trying to pick us off one by one and set one against the other. On that 5 Live programme, one of the members of the public who was there speaking was a mother, Susie, who has a disabled child. And she was talking about, how tough it was for her and how respite care had been cut back. And she was asked, but, don't you have to cut benefits? She went, well, of course, I understand that there's fraudsters and things out there. And we have to speak to people like Susie and explain to Susie that the rate of benefit fraud is absolutely minuscule, and the rate of fraud, of evasion and avoidance of taxation by the rich is enormous. And I think it's really encouraging, just up on the other side of the river, if I'm allowed to mention the other side of the river, the University of London students, they've had a real struggle, an occupation that they were violently thrown out of in very short, in very dubious circumstances, and I think we'll be in the courts for months about it. But what was great was those students weren't just fighting for student issues, They were also supporting the really excellent Three Crosses campaign of the cleaners of the University of London, who were demanding not just they've already got a living wage, but are demanding even better pay and conditions. And the fact that the students are together with the cleaners at the university they're at, that's the kind of joining together that we need to have. Because I think, Josie, you were saying that people feel like they're very isolated, but I'm just going to pick 3 policy areas very quickly because I know time is short. 3 policy areas that we actually, there might only be a couple of hundred people in this hall, but there was a survey done on making the minimum wage a living wage. It's a simple question really. If you work full time, you should earn enough money to live on. Public support, about 74%. And yet you go and say that on radio and everyone goes, oh, that's a bit radical. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, we'll let you here as the radical in the room say that. But actually 74% of the public support it. Even more so, bringing the railways back into public hands, renationalising the railways, 76% public support. And all that's a terrible radical policy, and whether we can possibly support that. And then there's our NHS, and I haven't seen a survey on this, but I'm going to say I reckon saying that the profit motive has no place in our NHS has 90% public support. And we're at a point in time here now where it feels very tough, but there is actually massive public support out there. And there's also, I think now, even more in 2013 than there was in 2012, a sense that things are going to change. They're not going to continue like this. I was actually on a train between Newport and Hereford last week, and it was one of those very British trains where there was 4 carriages worth of people on 2 carriages, and we were all standing all over each other's toes. And at Newport there was 3 calls to shove in further, people still want to get on. And that classic British reserve broke down. Everyone just started talking to everyone else. And standing beside me was a very well-dressed, middle-aged woman with a very educated accent on the way to Ludlow. And we just chatted about trains, as you do. And then she just said to me, she didn't know who I was, we had to talk politics. She just said to me, you know what, I think things are going to change an awful lot in the next few years. Politics and society just aren't going to be like they are now. The feeling that real change, real movement for the 99% against the 1% is growing out there. People back renationalising the railways, they back a living wage, they back a publicly owned and run NHS. We've got to go out there, join them, bring them together, help everyone to see together that we are all in this together, and together we can knock David Cameron and his gang out. Thank you.